Have you ever stopped and really thought about the food sitting on your plate? I mean, really thought about it? You've probably been told your whole life to eat your greens, that vegetables are the healthiest thing you could possibly eat. Eat your broccoli, finish your salad, don't skip the spinach. Sound familiar? But here's the question nobody's asking. What if some of those so-called healthy vegetables are actually doing more harm than good, especially now, in your golden years? Yeah, I know it sounds strange. It goes against everything we've been taught. But the truth is, as we age, our bodies don't work the same way they used to. Your digestion changes, your metabolism slows down. Your liver, your kidneys, even your heart. These organs start processing things differently. Foods that helped you thrive at 30 or 40 might be quietly hurting you now. And what's scarier? You might not even realize it's happening. Maybe your joints ache a little more. Maybe you feel bloated after eating. Or you get dizzy, tired, or forgetful, but you brush it off as just aging. But what if it's not? What if some of the vegetables on your plate, the ones you've always trusted, are the hidden reason behind those symptoms? Think about this for a second. You're trying to do the right thing. You're eating what the world tells you is healthy. But all the while, certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, could be spiking your blood pressure, messing with your thyroid, overloading your kidneys, even fogging your memory. It's a hard pill to swallow, because nobody wants to believe that something as natural, as green, as wholesome as a vegetable could be part of the problem. But here's the thing. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Because there's good news too. There are vegetables, powerful, healing ones, that are especially friendly to the aging body. Vegetables that can fight inflammation, sharpen your brain, soothe your gut, and help you feel alive again. Vegetables that can literally help you take back control of your health. So in this video, we're going to break it all down. You'll learn the 4 vegetables seniors should never touch, and the 5 you absolutely must eat. Some of these might surprise you. Some of them might already be in your fridge right now. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to make smarter food choices. Not just for yourself, but for your parents, your spouse, or anyone you care for in their later years. We're talking about real solutions, not trends, not gimmicks, just honest, senior-friendly health insights. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Comment "I'm here" if you're ready to protect your health or the health of someone you love. Let's build a community that supports and learns from each other. And if you find this valuable, please consider subscribing to this channel, Elderly Words. Because every week we're diving into the things nobody else is talking about. The truth about aging, health, and how to live your later years with clarity, comfort, and dignity. Now, let's talk vegetables, the ones to ditch, and the ones that could change your life. Let's begin with a vegetable that's found in countless recipes, from Mediterranean dishes to everyday stir-fries. Number 1. Eggplant. Mrs. Helen, a 78-year-old widow from Michigan, loved her eggplant stir-fries. She cooked them the way her late husband liked, lightly sautéed with garlic and a dash of olive oil. But recently, Helen started feeling stiff in her knees and hips. Her hands ached when she tried to open jars. At first, she thought it was just arthritis acting up. After all, aging joints are nothing new. But something didn't sit right. She noticed that the pain flared up not on cold days or after long walks, but after her favorite meals that had one ingredient in common: eggplant. Now, here's what most people don't know. Eggplants, along with tomatoes, peppers, and white potatoes, belong to a family of plants called nightshades. These vegetables contain a chemical compound called solanine. In some people, especially those dealing with joint pain, stiffness, or autoimmune challenges, solanine can trigger inflammation or make symptoms worse. And that's exactly what was happening to Helen. She thought she was eating healthy, and by most standards, she was. But for her body, that eggplant was quietly fueling the fire in her joints. The common myth: it's a vegetable, it has to be good for you. But that's not always the case, especially in older adults whose bodies are more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. What can you do instead? Try roasting zucchini, yellow squash, or even carrots. They give you that hearty texture without the potential inflammatory side effects. And most importantly, pay attention to how your body reacts. Not all seniors will have a problem with nightshades, but if you notice more pain after eating them, it might be time to take a closer look. Now, eggplant isn't the only veggie with a hidden dark side. Let's talk about a superfood that's been praised for years, but might be too much of a good thing. Number 2, kale, especially in excess. George, a 72-year-old retired teacher, was doing everything right, or so he thought. Every morning, he blended up a green smoothie, banana, almond milk, and a big handful of raw kale. He wanted to keep his energy up, his waistline down, and his body clean. But after a few weeks, something changed. George started feeling off. He had spells of dizziness, his energy dipped, and sometimes he even felt pain in his lower back. When he finally went for a checkup, the doctor noticed something alarming. His kidneys were showing early signs of strain. So what went wrong? Well, kale, especially when eaten raw in large amounts, is extremely high in a compound called oxalates. Oxalates are naturally occurring in many leafy greens, and they're harmless in small amounts. But when consumed excessively, they can contribute to kidney stones, reduced mineral absorption, and in some cases, kidney stress. George thought his smoothie habit was helping him, but in truth, his body was quietly crying for balance. The misconception? Green is always good, more greens, more health. But the truth is, moderation matters, especially as we get older, when organs like the kidneys have already been working for decades. Here's what you can do instead. If you love kale, enjoy it, but try rotating it with other greens like arugula, romaine, or chard. And whenever possible, cook your kale. Steaming or sautéing can reduce oxalate levels and make it easier for your body to handle. Too much of a good thing, even something green, can still throw your body out of balance. Now let's move to a tiny vegetable with a big reputation and an even bigger surprise. Number 3, raw Brussels sprouts. Edith was a vibrant 76-year-old who believed strongly in eating raw, clean, and close to nature. She'd always been ahead of her time. So when she started topping her salads with raw, shaved Brussels sprouts, she felt proud. She thought she was giving her body a health boost. But then came the discomfort. Her belly swelled after meals. She felt gassy, sluggish, and uncomfortable for hours. She couldn't understand it. What Edith didn't know is that Brussels sprouts, like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage, are cruciferous vegetables. These veggies are excellent sources of fiber, vitamins, and even cancer-fighting compounds. But when eaten raw and in large quantities, especially by older adults, they can be hard to digest and may even interfere with thyroid function. That's because cruciferous vegetables contain goitrogens, which in sensitive individuals can suppress thyroid activity. Combine that with gas-causing fibers, and you've got a recipe for bloat and fatigue. The misconception? If it's raw, it must be healthier. But that's not always true, especially not for aging digestive systems. What's a better option? Lightly steam your Brussels sprouts or roast them until they're tender. This helps break down the hard fibers and reduce the compounds that cause trouble. And always eat them in moderation, especially if you have thyroid concerns, from bloat to brain fog. Let's look at a vegetable that many seniors turn to for their heart, but might be causing unexpected problems. Number 4, beets. For some seniors, Ben was 81, and after reading about the benefits of beets for lowering blood pressure, he started drinking beet juice every morning. He wanted to protect his heart and avoid medication. At first, everything seemed fine, but then he began to feel lightheaded. He stood up too quickly and nearly fainted. His balance was off and his energy plummeted. Ben didn't realize that beets are extremely high in nitrates, natural compounds that dilate blood vessels and lower blood pressure. For some people, this can be a blessing, but in seniors who are already on blood pressure medications, it can lead to dangerously low readings. Low blood pressure in older adults isn't just uncomfortable, it can lead to falls, confusion, and even loss of consciousness. The myth, beets are heart healthy for everyone. But not all bodies react the same way, especially when medication is involved. So what's the solution? If you're interested in beets, enjoy them in moderation. But if you're taking heart or blood pressure meds, check in with your doctor first. Sometimes half a serving is plenty, and other times it might be better to choose other heart-friendly options like steamed spinach, sweet potatoes, or carrots that won't interfere with your medications. We've talked about 4 vegetables that might look healthy, but can become tricky once you hit your senior years. Remember, this isn't about fear. It's about understanding how your body is changing and choosing foods that work with you, not against you. But now that we've seen what to avoid, let's flip the script. Let's talk about 5 vegetables that are absolute superstars for seniors, foods that nourish, heal, and support you where it matters most. Because eating for your age doesn't mean giving things up. It means choosing wisely. Are you ready? Let's explore the 5 vegetables that every senior should have on their plate. Let's begin this next chapter with a simple, leafy green that carries more power than most people realize. Number 1. Spinach, cooked. Mary was always tired. At 74, she figured it was just part of getting older. Her skin had lost its glow, her nails felt brittle, and she found herself feeling lightheaded more often than not. But everything changed the day she made one small switch. She started cooking her spinach. Now, Mary had always eaten spinach raw, in salads, in smoothies. But what she didn't know was that raw spinach contains high levels of oxalates, the same compounds that can block your body from absorbing important nutrients like iron and calcium. And that mattered, because Mary, like many seniors, was borderline anemic. Her body was crying out for absorbable iron, and raw spinach was making it harder to get what she needed. Once she began steaming her spinach, adding it to warm stews, sautéing it gently with garlic and olive oil, things started to shift. Her energy came back. Her skin looked healthier. Her memory was sharper. Here's why. Cooked spinach still gives you all those incredible nutrients: iron, folate, vitamin K, and antioxidants, but with lower oxalates, making it far easier to digest and absorb. Pro tip: steam it lightly or toss it into soups. You'll make the nutrients more available to your body, and it's gentler on the stomach too. And if you're low on energy or looking for natural ways to support your blood, this one small change can make a big difference. Now, speaking of natural support, what about your eyes? Let's talk about a vegetable that quietly protects your vision and so much more. Number 2. Carrots. John, a 69-year-old carpenter, had always worked with his hands. Precision mattered, and so did vision, but he began to notice the little things slipping away. Trouble seeing at night, needing more light to read. He figured glasses would solve it, but a friend told him to try something simpler: add carrots to his diet every day. So John did. But not just raw carrots. He ate them roasted with a drizzle of olive oil, sometimes boiled, sometimes in soups. After a few months, his eye checkup revealed something interesting. His vision hadn't worsened. In fact, his night vision had actually improved slightly. Now, let's be real. Carrots aren't magic. They won't cure serious eye disease. But they are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, one of the most important nutrients for eye health, immune strength, and skin regeneration. And when paired with healthy fats, like olive oil or avocado, that beta-carotene becomes even more absorbable. Advice? Have carrots a few times a week. Roast them. Eat them raw with hummus. Add them to soups. And always try to pair them with a little fat to help your body make the most of them. From your eyes to your heart. Let's move on to a vegetable that doesn't just taste good, it's a game changer for blood sugar and heart health. Number 3. Sweet potatoes. Ethel was battling sugar spikes. Every time she had white rice or regular mashed potatoes, her energy crashed a couple of hours later. Her doctor was concerned about pre-diabetes, and she knew something had to change. So she swapped her sides. Out went the white starches and in came sweet potatoes. She mashed them with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Sometimes she'd bake them whole. Other times she'd cube and roast them with a touch of coconut oil. Within weeks, her blood sugar readings began to stabilize. Her energy stayed level after meals, and she didn't feel deprived. In fact, She loved the sweet, satisfying taste. Here's what makes sweet potatoes special. They're packed with complex carbohydrates, meaning they break down slowly and help keep blood sugars steady. They're rich in vitamin A, potassium, and fiber, all nutrients that support heart health, eye function, and digestion. Plus, they have a lower glycemic index than white potatoes, making them a better option for anyone managing blood sugar. Want a tip? Bake a sweet potato and sprinkle cinnamon on top. It's naturally sweet, helps regulate glucose, and feels like comfort food, with none of the crash. But what about digestion? Because as we age, gut health becomes a cornerstone of overall health. Number 4. Zucchini Frank always had trouble with his stomach. Heavy meals left him bloated, and pasta just didn't sit right anymore. Then he discovered zucchini. He began spiralizing it into noodles, what folks call zoodles. He sautéed them with garlic and olive oil, threw them into soups, or roasted them as a side. And to his surprise, his stomach started to feel calm. Zucchini is over 90% water, but don't let that fool you. It's rich in fiber, vitamin C, and compounds that support gut health and reduce inflammation. Plus, it's one of the easiest vegetables to digest, making it perfect for aging digestive systems. The bonus? Zucchini is incredibly versatile. You can spiralize it, roast it, mash it, even bake it into casseroles. And because it's so light, it doesn't weigh down your stomach, making meals feel energizing, not exhausting. So if you're someone who's had to cut back on heavy foods, zucchini can become your best friend. And now, to our final vegetable. This one helps protect your memory, your immune system, and might even help your body fight serious illness. Number 5. Broccoli, steamed. Lydia had always feared losing her memory. Her mother had struggled with cognitive decline, and Lydia was determined to do everything she could to protect her brain. That's when she read about sulforaphane, a powerful compound found in broccoli. She began eating steamed broccoli 3 times a week. She didn't drown it in cheese or butter, just lightly steamed it and tossed it with olive oil, lemon, and a pinch of sea salt. Over the next year, she felt sharper, more alert. Her immune system stayed strong during the winter, and she even noticed her energy improving. Here's why. Broccoli, especially when lightly steamed, retains powerful compounds like sulforaphane, vitamin C, and fiber, all of which support brain health, immune defense, and even anti-cancer protection. And when you cook it just right, not too long, you keep those nutrients intact while reducing the gas-causing compounds that bother some people. Advice? Steam it gently. Don't boil it to mush. Add a squeeze of lemon or olive oil and enjoy it 2 to 3 times a week for steady benefits. So there you have it. 5 vegetables that don't just fill your plate, but support your aging body in all the right ways. From cooked spinach for energy, to carrots for vision, sweet potatoes for stable sugar, zucchini for digestion, and broccoli for your brain. These foods are more than just ingredients. They're allies for your health journey. And when you choose them wisely, you're not just eating better, you're living better. Now take a deep breath. Let's pause, because we've covered a lot. Coming up next, let's reflect on what this all means, not just for your meals, but for your peace of mind. Let's talk about how these simple changes can bring comfort, clarity, and connection in your golden years. You know, it's hard. It really is. Because no one ever tells you that the very foods you've been told were healthy all your life could actually cause harm, especially now, in these years that matter most. You've done your best. You've followed the advice. You've tried to eat clean, tried to stay active, tried to take care of yourself or the people you love. But then you hear something like this. That eggplant could be making joint pain worse. That kale, yes, kale, could be affecting your kidneys. That raw Brussels sprouts or beets could be messing with your digestion, your thyroid, your blood pressure. And suddenly, it's not just confusing, it's overwhelming. Because how do you know what's safe anymore? How do you protect the people you love when everything you thought was good might not be? And that's where the real weight sits, not just in the facts or the food, but in the responsibility. The feeling that every choice now matters. But here's the truth. You're not powerless. In fact, you're more powerful now than you've ever been. Because now you know. You've taken the time to listen, to learn, to understand what your body or your parents' body or your partner's body truly needs. And that matters. Knowledge doesn't just live in your head. It fuels your choices. It changes what you reach for in the grocery store, what you prepare for dinner, what you keep, and what you let go of. So here's what I want you to do. Just a small step. Go take a look in your fridge tonight. Open that vegetable drawer. What's in there? Eggplant, kale, a few forgotten Brussels sprouts? Ask yourself, are these helping me or hurting me? And if they're the wrong ones, let them go. And in their place, bring in some spinach, cooked gently, just enough to unlock its power. Carrots for your eyes, sweet potatoes for your heart, zucchini for your gut, and broccoli for your mind. Because change doesn't happen in one big dramatic moment. It happens quietly, a small swap here, a new habit there, and before you know it, you're sleeping better, you've got more energy, your stomach feels calmer, your blood pressure steadier, your spirit lighter. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. It's about giving yourself the gift of comfort, strength, and clarity in the years where it matters most. Not just to survive, but to thrive. Because you deserve to feel good. And so does your mother, your father, your spouse, your friend. And if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. You have the power to create a better future. One meal, one vegetable, one choice at a time. And that is something worth holding on to. Ready to move into the conclusion? So, let's take a quiet moment to bring it all together. Let it settle in your mind. Let it live there, not as pressure, but as peace. Today, we uncovered some real eye-openers. We talked about 4 vegetables you might never have suspected. Vegetables that could actually work against your health in these later years of life. We talked about eggplant and how it might stir up inflammation in your joints. We looked at kale, that popular leafy green, and how too much of it might weigh heavy on your kidneys. We heard how raw Brussels sprouts, although crunchy and trendy, can upset your digestion and throw off your thyroid. And we looked closely at beets, sweet and earthy, yet a quiet risk if you're on heart medications or managing low blood pressure. But we didn't stop there. We also talked about the vegetables that truly nourish you, that support your bones, your heart, your gut, your memory, the ones you can count on, like cooked spinach, rich in iron and gentler on your stomach, carrots, nature's little gift to your eyes and immune system, sweet potatoes, so comforting, yet steadying for your blood sugar, zucchini, soothing and easy to digest, and steamed broccoli, your body's silent defender, protecting your brain, your cells, and your strength. And here's what I want you to know. None of this is about being perfect. It's about being aware, knowing which choices gently support your journey and which ones might be silently working against it. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which vegetable surprised you the most today? Was there one you've always loved that now makes you pause? Or one you've avoided that might actually help? Drop a comment below, share your story, or even just say, I'm here, because you're not on this journey alone. We're walking it together. Every question, every concern, every change you make, it matters. And if this video gave you even one new idea, if it made you think about your plate a little differently, then please consider subscribing to Elderly Words. This channel is here for you, to bring you the kind of information that truly supports your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. We're not about scare tactics or confusion. We're here to empower, to make complex things simple, and to give you the clarity to care better for yourself or for the people you love. So thank you, truly thank you, for spending this time with me. Whether you're a caregiver, a loving family member, or a senior looking out for your own well-being, you are doing something powerful by choosing to learn. Keep going, stay strong, stay informed, and above all, stay connected to the people who matter most. We'll be right here with you every step of the way. See you next time on Elderly Words.